Monday.
Hey, just before I start, I got a soundbite for y'all, man. Who is this right here?
Oh, I have so many words to praise Kyrie that I end up with absolutely none.
We back up in this motherfucker, man. I'm with my dog LJ from H-Town. LJ, what's happening with you, dog?
What's up, good man? Glad to be back on Wham Talk. You know, NBA Finals, bro. We had to talk about the script, bro. We had to
Man, you already know, bro. Happy to be here with y'all, man. If y'all didn't know, that was LeBron James, man. He's talking about Kyrie Irving, man. We gonna talk about him too, but damn.
Oh, I have so many words to praise Kyrie that I end up with absolutely none.
What the hell is he talking about, bro?
He says too much to say. Why bother? I ain't got none.
Yo, shout out to dog. Shout out to bro. Shout out to bro, man. We up in here, man. It's the finals. Squabbles, man. NBA better tips, man. Help me help you, bro. Help me help you. Shout out to my dog LJ to come in here with us. Y'all know what it is, man. We real live with it. We real quick. Yeah, so man, happy to be here with you, bro. Man, happy to be here with you, LJ. How's your week so far? How's everything been shaking up for you, King?
Hey, man, just been living life, man. Enjoying these sports, you know, loving the NBA Finals. Luka's been making me a lot of money, and I continue to keep it going. So I'm very excited.
That's tight, bro. That's tight. That's tight. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. And that's how I feel too, bro. I don't want to make no mistakes. I don't want to make no more mistakes, man. At this point, I'm all up for the year. I need to keep it that way. I don't need to just do too much. It's the finals for them, but it ain't the finals for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't the finals for me. But shout out to the finals, and we will make a way. We will try to figure out a way to make some money, man. Shout out to the last Eastern Conference Finals. Celtics did it. Pretty much breezed through the season. They only lost 20 games so far this whole year. 20 games, including the playoffs, bro. They only lost 20 games. Golly. So they smashing through, and they get one of their best players back in Kristaps Porzingis. We will be breaking that down live and in there. My dog, Nasty Nate, the moderator, he got the Celtics prize. Celtics are going to win. He know what's going on. He feels like that, man. Hey, shout out to my dog, man. Nasty.
Shout out. Nasty Nate.
The mod. He will clip y'all, man. He's talking about Celtics second quarter. I like that. All right. So we got that going for them. They really much breezed through. Then we have the flip side of one of the more unexpected. I think I seen ESPN put this out. They're one of the least expected wins preseason to get to the finals and possibly win the finals is the Dallas Mavericks. The last time it was the 2014, 2015, I think the Golden State Warriors, where Steph Curry and Harrison Barnes and those boys did it up. So I think that's how far it goes back to unexpected wins coming into this. And I think I'd expect them to win the way the it's all about bracket to me. The way the brackets look didn't seem as hard as you would think, just because the way they had to go up against the number one seed in OKC, another young team, and then they had to go up against the Timberwolves, which is another young team here. Now you're going up against a veteran team now, right? You're going up against a veteran team. Those young teams is not there, but you got guys on the Dallas Mavericks team that's been there before, and Kyrie, the American Irving, and you got Luka, Jason Kidd. You got a nice form of basketball minds, basketball enthusiasts on that side that you're going to be able to get a good finals out of this series. So I expect it to be one of the best finals that we've seen so far, especially better than the last year's week shit. It's going to be better than last year's, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got to see Jimmy Butler scrape us to the finals again. I don't got to see that bullshit. So shout out to that. I think breaking this down and thinking about the lead up to this finals, what are you expecting, LJ? What are you kind of coming in here with your mindset on how you expect this to play out? And not necessarily giving any predictions just yet, but what type of show do you think the people should be expecting?
I'm expecting Luka to continue to keep doing what he's been doing. He's an all NBA player, first team. He's a superstar. He has another all NBA type player on his team. And I love the fact that they have faced adversity for the most part, more than Boston, in my opinion. You win all of the factors of how Boston got here. A lot of those teams were wounded. They didn't have the best players. You know, Dallas played 3 50-plus win teams, and they beat the number 1 seed in the West. You know, a lot of those players were first team All-NBA, second team. So I believe they've been battle tested more than Boston, in
For
my
sure.
opinion. And when these two teams played earlier, Boston won both of those games. And the last time Dallas played them in Boston, Boston blew them out by like almost 20-some, 30-some points. So I know Luka remembers this. You know, I'm for sure, because I know how athletes take pride in, you know, coming back from, you know, being embarrassed. And I know he's definitely going to be he's been waiting for this moment. And it's only fitting that both these teams are playing, because Boston was the number 1 team in the East. And after Dallas made that trade for Gafford and PJ Washington, I believe they were the best team in the West going into the playoffs. They had a different roster. So a lot of these teams couldn't adapt to where they are or ahead of what the season was before. So all that said, Wham, I'm expecting Boston to win the first game. I'm going to take Dallas to cover the points, but I'm expecting Boston to win the first game simply because I'm a big believer in history. And I went back to the 2011 when Dallas won and they beat the Heat. I think it's going to play out exactly the same way. Boston win the first game, Dallas come back and win the second game, tied up. They split in Dallas, and then Luka come back and win that game on the road, game 5. I think it's going to go 3-2 Dallas, and then they're going to win game 6. That's my prediction. But I'm just going on the fact that when Luka comes off a loss, man, that's where you put your money. And I already have a future for Dallas. You know, I've already told you off before we came on that I've already picked to win the championship, but I'm going to hold off and just take the points in the first game because I believe they'll come back and win the second game, game 2, because he loves coming off a loss. And it's going to come down basically 3-point shooting, Well, I mean, that's where Boston thrives, their 3-point shooting. If they're hitting, it's hard to stop them. But Dallas also is good at shooting the 3. And to be honest with you, during the season, Boston was first in first quarter points. They were first in first half points. First in 3-pointers made at home at 17 made a game. Dallas was top 5 at 14 3-pointers made a game. So they can hang right there with you. So I just believe it's going to come down to stops. And I believe that at the end of the day, Dallas has the 2 best players on the court. And I think that is going to come into factor at the end. And I believe Dallas holds that trophy up because I've been telling people Luka has been in this situation before. He has won for his country. You have to understand, when you've been experienced and you've had the taste of victory, you know, you already have it in you. Boston has not tasted the victory yet. They've been close, but they've been coming up short. They've won the East, 6 out of the last 8 years? They've been in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they only went to the finals, once? Steph Curry? You know, so Boston has been coming up short, man. And I believe that they're going to come up short again because I don't think they can overcome Luka Doncic, the superstar that's coming to get the ring, and the fact that he has Kyrie on his side to help him achieve that goal. So that's where I'm at.
I like everything you're saying because I like that angle too with Luka being here before with the overseas experience. The only thing that I will say is that this is high level fuckery. There's high level stakes. This is high. There's gonna be Scott Foster gonna be making appearances in this. You know, it's gonna be some high level fuckery here. So I don't know how they run it out there in the overseas, but it's high level fuckery.
I look at it like this, Wham. The whole country is watching. That's why the NBA gets so much money. But exactly his country is what I'm trying to say. It's not a city. It's not a state. Luka represents a country, so all the eyes are going to be on that. So, but hey, we'll see what happens. I'm expecting a good series, and hey, it's going to be up to Jason Tatum because if Boston wins, he's going to get the MVP because it all comes down to him. He does everything for Boston. You know, he led the team in points 8 out of the 14 playoff games already. Rebounds 12 out of the 14. Assists 9 out of the 14. So he's pretty much doing whatever it takes for them to win, but I think he's going to need a little bit more help, especially if Porzingis come back. That's going to be another X factor. How they're going to implement him back into the offense. So We just have to wait and see, like you say. Let's watch game one, see how they feel each other out. But my money's on Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks to win this championship.
And I like that. I won with the plus 600 of pre first round, free first round. I got in on the Mavericks to win the championship. Me, Babano, Ski, we all talked about the way the bracket looked. It looked a little bit easier rather than other teams because Denver had to go through the Lakers, they had to go through Timberwolves, had to go through two pretty good defensive guys in AD and Rudy Gobert and all that stuff before they even get to that chance. So it's going to be a lot harder for them rather than Dallas. So I thought that. But what you said is totally right. The Celtics actually have been bullshitting. I know Nasty Nate is a Mr. Trifecta. We know he loves them. And then as far as the second quarter, I think I do agree with him on second quarter Celtics rather than taking that first half, though, bro. I think the first half, I'd rather stay away from them. They only won one first half in that last series against the Indiana Pacers, 4-1 for the Pacers there. And I think that you're going to probably get the same type of intensity for the Mavericks here. They're going to try to apply that same type of pressure as far as lob threats and try to get that get things going for them at the rim like they were able to do in that last series. I don't think that Porzingis is going to be able to stop the Mavericks for what they want to do more than Timberwolves are going to do. I think Timberwolves have the best defense out there, and I know the Celtics have just top-notch defense just as much as them too, but I don't think that they're going to be able to cook the Mavericks. I mean, they're going to be able to stop the Mavericks and what they're doing with the lob threat, with these guys making shots, and just seeing what Luka be able to do. So I don't think they're going to be able to stop those guys at all. So some of these spreads are going to be a little bit outrageous. This first game, I think that this is probably on point, though. And the reason why I say that is because Mavericks haven't already shown us that they're not good in the first game. They want to test it out. I think there's a lot to do with how Jason Kidd has his coming into the strategy. And on top of that, they have been behind the 8-ball in almost every series. They've been the lesser seed in each series. So they've been going on the road in these game ones. So it's not like they've been on at the house. Yep. So, we try to blame them and shit, but they've been on the road for most of these game ones. So that's cool. And then when you add on top of them getting Porzingis back, maybe that is going to help them out. I know normally you want to say that's going to hurt a team having a star player come back, but this is not a star player, bro. Like, let's be real. Like, this team is kind of orchestrated around. I know they like to cater to certain players, and Porzingis has been one of those players that catered to all year round. But what he does is going to try to get lively out the floor, out the paint. He's going to try to get a lot of jump shot threes. He's going to be one of those last second shot clock shot takers. So it's going to be one of those type of situations for them. He doesn't have to do that much to really fuck up the rhythm. The thing that's going to fuck up their rhythm is one of the things that's fuck up the Celtics rhythm in the playoffs throughout the years is them not making their shots. If they not making their shots, then they're going to be terrible. It's just as simple as that. If they not making their threes, they weak as hell. It's that simple. If the step back three ain't going, it's going. It's they're not going. That's simple as that, bro.
Especially if Dallas rebounds the ball and keep them to one possession.
Man, definitely. And that's something that they have been able to do in the playoffs. So they have been rebounding pretty well. I forgot the stats on that, but I'm gonna pull that up. They have been one of the better rebounders in the playoffs there. I think they're top 4. Right underneath the Celtics and rebounds, 43 to 43, 43.7, 43.1. So these guys are right there. The only ones ahead of them is the Pelicans and the damn Magic. That's way back in the first round.
Yeah. And that's Tatum getting most of those rebounds too. He got his rebounds at 9.5. So, he's been getting 10, so I believe somebody else is going to have to help him on those boards because he's going to wear down if he has to do everything and still have to have energy to score. So they're going to have to come with a nice scheme, man, to get extra possessions because Dallas plays that 3-point line very well, too. So it's going to be a struggle, man. And if Dallas is hitting their threes, it's going to be hard to beat them because Luka, he making step back threes from the half court. I mean, what you going to do? Once he get into the groove, there's nothing you could do, man. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm anticipating. I'm ready for it.
I'm ready for it, too. So let's go into what I expect to happen here. So let's go in. So they were able to win. They were able to sweep. They were able to sweep the freaking the freaking Indiana Pacers. Get them up out of there. And it was over in almost every game except for the last one. And that last one was obviously not the over because it's pretty much the last day of school vibes. Let's get up out of here. You know what I mean? But other than that, the total started off at 220, 223 in that series. It crept up to 225 the next game. Then they got to 220. So even then, it still was able to go over in all three of those first three games and went under the last game. Prior to that, they did had a last two overs with the Cleveland Cavaliers too. And I think that this team here, bro, and the Celtics, they don't care about defense as much as they care about the offense. They're trying to win. They're trying to win. And in order for them to win, they need to score. So I think that they're going to try to continue to shoot at a high clip. The last time they played, and the one that you mentioned, where they may have a little revenge. And I heard my boy say after a loss, obviously both of these teams have won, but he's talking about the last time they played after a loss. I know they remember that 28-point ass whooping that they were able to get. And Derek White had a good game, 13 points, 24 points from Kristaps, 8 threes in that game. Majority of shots were three. Majority of everybody's shots were three. Almost.
Yeah, they shot like 15 threes in that game, man. Like,
Jaylen Brown is obviously the only guy that's not going to give a lot of a raw to the threes there, but he even shot 5 threes in that game. And I'm going to say this too. Where everybody want to go in here, we're gonna talk about this game person. Then I'm gonna break down what I think as far as what's gonna happen in the series here, because it makes more sense for both of us to do it especially out the way LJ gave us what he thinks is gonna happen, how he thinks Dallas is gonna win. I think that the Celtics can win this game. I don't think they're gonna win the first half. I think they're gonna finish the game and win the full game. But what we will see is that Dallas is able to do everything they want to do, everything that they are going to be able to do is going to be predicated by how everything that they're going to do as far as success-wise is going to be down the stretch, I think. It's not going to be one in the first half. There's not going to be any blowouts in these type games. And if we do have blowouts, it's going to be favorite home team. You know what I mean? It's going to be favorite home team, and I think that that's probably in relation to them covering the 6.5 for the Celtics. Am I going to bet this? No. Because I think that is a lot better chance that it's going to be an over than it is for them to cover this damn spread. And that's because I think the Mavericks are going to be able to score, bro. And if I think the Mavericks are able to score, I'm going to go back to what I already have in my tab. Like I told y'all, bro, in the last show that I did, I'm not even changing the tabs. I'm literally just updating the odds. And we going right back to the motherfucking well with Kyrie, the American Irvin, over 24.5 points. Yes, he only had 19 points in that last blowout, and he's only had over 25 points, only 25 points and plus with against Drew Holiday one time, and that was in the playoffs. I'm sorry, it was only one time, and that was I think game 1 against the Nets and the Bucks there, where he pretty much had to go. He had 25 plus points or some shit like that. Other than that, he's not getting any calls against this brother, man. When they go up against Drew Holiday these last few times, I think I was telling LJ, it's been since 2021. The last time these guys, the last time he went up against them, it was like 2021. Obviously, the Bucks against the Nets. And yeah, you could say he cooked them, but he didn't get any foul calls. In that series, he only got to the line 4 times. And on top of that, bro, like, let's be real. Post-pandemic Kyrie was not the most liked person by the referees. Let's be real here. Yeah. We got a new reformed person now. I'm not taking all that into consideration. I'm taking all that into consideration while I'm analyzing this matchup here, and then I'm taking into the account that I do not believe that they're going to be able to stop the Dallas Mavericks from doing what they like to do. And that being said, I think Kyrie is going to be one of those guys that's getting to his number, getting to his bucket, and getting to the bag. So I think over 24.5 points, which we've seen him be able to do this. They pretty much cleared this. The last game, Kyrie Irving and Luka went crazy. Both of them had 30-plus points. Kyrie did it 36 points, 14 for 27, 4 for 10 in that closeout game against the Timberwolves. I think he gets us 25 points. Do I think he's going to average 25 points in this series? I don't think so. But in this situation here, I think we got a good chance of getting this money at plus money as well, over 24.5 points, plus 110. That's available on Boyd and FanDuel. That's my official play for the first game. And I like the over. Not sure if I'm going to lock in that yet, though. I like the over though because I think that there are going to be back and forth, going to be a fast paced type of game, and uh, the defense for the Celtics, fast break wise, they are pretty good. But you've seen what they were able, what the Pacers were able to do without nobody. They didn't have Tyler Halliburton. They only had Andrew Nembhard pushing the pace and TJ McCollum and shit. So I think that the Celtics are going to allow the Mavericks to get points on. So I like the over here, but the official play is going to be Kyrie Irving. And I do agree if there is going to be a close game, if this goes under, it is definitely going to favor it's going to favor the Mavericks here. I don't think that they're going to stop. I don't think that it's going to be more so their defense stopping the Celtics rather than the Celtics defense stopping the Mavs. I think that's more prominent in this game. In this series too, probably, bro. That's why I like the over all the way around here. So that's how I'm feeling in that. What do you think about props, LJ? Do you have any props that's standing out or any props in this series that you're going to keep an eye on? You don't have to make a bet right now because obviously y'all know I love Derek White. I could easily go right here and just jump pre-flop and hop on Derek White, but I want to see his role here. Maybe he's a defender. Maybe he's trying to just stop Luka and lock in on defense. Maybe that's his idea. Maybe that's their idea of what they're going to try to do for him. So we didn't even talk about the coaching discrepancy here. Obviously, Joe Mazzulla is a bozo. He will find a way to fuck this game up for him. You know what I mean? I got a flyer just randomly pull up. But yeah, it's so random as fuck. My kids left the door open and shit. But yeah, like so Joe Mazzulla, yeah, he's gonna be a blow. I don't know where to go with that, but what do you think about props, bro, or anything else you want to add into the series that we haven't talked about, bro?
Yeah, man, I have 3 investment props that I wrote down that I'm gonna be on simply because I believe they're gonna raise it during the series because I just believe it's too low right now. But first one is Tatum over 9.5 rebounds. I mean, he's hit it 10 out of the 14 games, in the playoffs, man, and he's the number 1 rebounder. And for Porzingis to come back, he spends a lot of time on the perimeter as well for the most part. So Tatum is always in the paint, hovering around the boards, trying to get the rebound. So I'm just going to stick to that one because he's been hitting this prop consistently. Luka's rebounds as well. They got it at 8.5 right now. So he's hit that 8 out of the 11 out of his last 11 playoff games. And I believe they're going to raise that to 9.5. So these are the ones that I'm just going to start off just to get the money going because I know they're going to raise these props. And the last one is Lively, PRA, over 16.5. I think that's very disrespectful because when he plays 20-plus minutes, Lively is 8 out of his last 11 games to that 20 PRA. Not 16.5. He's hitting 20, ladies and gentlemen. So if he gets the minutes, he gets all his points from Luka. If y'all have watched Dallas throughout the season, I don't know how many points Lively has scored off Luka's assists. I mean, he's probably got all his points for the most. 90% of his points has came off Luka's assists. I'm telling you, he needs him in the lineup. He's Luka's favorite player. So I'm going to take that PRA because I believe they're going to raise that as well because he's active when he comes in. He on the boards. He makes the playmaking at times when he needs to, and he's just, active in Luka trusts him. So I'm going to trust that he continues to get this number, 16.5 PRA. So those are my 3 props. And I like your over for the full game, but I'm going to trust the first half over initially just because from the second round to the third round, Boston has had 9 games. They're averaging 58 points in the first half. Dallas has played 11 games since the second round, and they're averaging 56 points in the first half. That gets you to a 114. And right now, it's first half total 110.5. I believe that's too low. So I'm going to just stick that the first half goes over because I just mentioned Boston is number 1 scoring in the first half throughout the season. And they're at home, which they score most of their points at home. So I think they will come out in this first game and this to try to get up on Dallas to get the lead going because, they don't want to have to play catch up with Dallas. That's going to be hard for you to do, especially in game 1, because I think all the nerves are on Boston, in my opinion. Dallas has done this before. They won on the road. Now, game 1s, they're 2 out of 3. Now, they could have lost the last game 1 versus Minnesota, but they shot 27% from the 3-point line, but they still won that game for the, at the end. Right. So they should have lost that game 1. They should be 0-3 in game ones in this playoff. So I'm trusting Boston is going to win the first game, but I think Dallas would definitely take control of this series. But first half over is what I'm going to initially take, and I'm going to take Dallas to cover the spread, cover the points. I believe that, they will be within the game, a possession or two may cost them game one. And I'm just going to stick to Tatum's rebounds, Luka's rebounds, Lively's PRA over 16.5. Those are my initial bets going into the game.
I love it, man. Make sure y'all follow my dog LJ Sports at LJ Sports Media. LJ from H-Town. They know what to do. They know how to hit the button. Y'all know how to get paid, man. Make sure y'all do get paid if y'all can. I think it's too low too, bro, Nicholas. I think it's a little too low. I think that there will be some scoring here going on. I think a lot of threes will be had. I think if you're shooting all these threes, you're gonna probably go over this number here. So that's my first synopsis, whatever you call that. I'm here with my boy LJ. We will be back on Friday. I'm not sure what the best time available. We'll talk about that after the show, but man, I'll be back here on Friday. I think I got another guest here with my dog Lante. Maybe we could get somebody else in here, maybe Dutch or Babano or Ski, whoever is available there on that day. We're gonna try to break down what happened that game here, and that way we could get in and get out type shit. Because the games is on Sunday, so it's gonna be Thursday, Sunday. Then after that, then we got the 12th, then the 14th, then the 17th, the 20th, and if it gets
we're gonna be down there for game 4. We going to Dallas for game 4.
Nice. I like that. And I remember you guys was talking about that on the sesh too. That sound hard, bro. Sound like a play. So the 23rd actually is the game 7, the day after Father's Day. Do we got a Father's Day game? No, we don't. So we don't have a Father's Day game. We got that Friday. Don't got a Father's Day game. We got that Friday. So hey, man, y'all enjoy y'all Father's Day, bro. Because y'all won't be having it in there. But we'll be back, man. We'll be back on Saturday. I'll be here with my dog LJ and Lante. Most likely somebody else there, another guest there. But other than that, man, appreciate y'all. This has been the NBA Betting Tips first round squabbles is over. The final squabbles now. We over here locked in. And yeah, man, we'll be back, man. Peace all day.